Actually, I should probably look at that.
Well, that's an interesting way to start. Yeah, well, hi, welcome to episode 4 of Rankin. And this is going to be a very interesting one because in honor of Ant-Man and the Wasp coming out, we're going to look at best MCU acting performances, and this is best acting performances over the entire MCU. So the Netflix shows are included, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is included, Cloak and Dagger and Runaways, which I didn't realise were set in the MCU, are included as well. But yeah, so they're all included, and I mean I can't do this on my own because because there's no one to oppose me. But I've got a great panel here. I've got my team partner in Worldwide Movie Games, Manning Franks. Manning, how's it going?
It is going great. I just got back from work and just ate some dinner, so I am ready now to talk about Marvel movies. And I still have yet to see Ant-Man and the Wasp, so all my opinions on Ant-Man and the Wasp, don't expect the Wasp on here, that's all I can tell you.
And what's your favorite MCU movie and TV shows so far?
TV show. It's a close tie between Daredevil and Punisher, but leaning toward Daredevil is the extra season. My favorite movie will always be The Avengers. It has a special place in my heart just from a cinematic entertainment view. But The Winter Soldier is a typical answer of just from overall film, so I gotta go with that one. But it's close between the two.
And also with me, I've got for the first time Hunter Ray Chambliss. How's it going? What's your favorite MCU movie and TV show?
Well, thank you for inviting me on, by the way. So my favorite MCU or Marvel TV show is Punisher. I'm actually finishing right now, and it's by far one of my favorites. My favorite movie is actually Black Panther. I've watched that movie 4 times in the theaters. I saw it multiple times on DVD and Blu-ray. Every time I notice something different, that movie it hits on so many levels that I just love it.
Yeah, and for me, my favorite Marvel MCU TV show is actually, while I do like Daredevil, it's actually in a tie with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's a lot of people don't like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't get the hate for it. It is really good. And as for movie, Infinity War actually took that spot, taking over from the OG Avengers. So I mean, it was tough, but yeah.
But I will say for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I will give you that. It's gotten a lot better. It's gotten up in quality. I will give you that one, even though it started a little bit rocky.
To me, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is kind of like Gotham. Like, I gave up on
Ouch.
First season in, I gave up on Gotham. I was like, it's not going to get any better. First season in, I gave up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I was like, this is not going to get better.
And it did. It did. I will commend that it did get better. That first season was rough.
It was very rough.
Yeah, even Gotham did get better, but we're not here to talk about DC anyway. To do the first nomination, I'm going to throw it to Hunter. Hunter, what's your first one you're going to bring up?
Okay, so I had literally 20 actors and actresses that would be great, but I'm starting off with somebody who is one of my favorite villains in the Netflix series, and that is David Tennant as Kilgrave. One of Jessica Jones, I feel, is my second favorite of the Marvel Netflix shows. I just thought the writing, everything about that was so fantastic, and David Tennant as Kilgrave brought that serious, creepy factor. His power of being able to control people is the scariest thing, and the fact that he can control people by saying a command is what's so scary about him. And the fact that the backstory they had with Jessica about pretty much controlling her mind and controlling her was so deep. So that's why David Tennant as Kilgrave is my first on the chopping block.
Well, Kilgrave is on the table.
Starting off strong, huh?
That's a great way to start.
Manning, what do you say to Kilgrave?
See, You know what? He is on my list, but I'm getting to the point now where, like, if I say yes, it's like last week. I was being very political with my choices, and that backfired on me tremendously. However, he is on my list, and you don't get any more intimidating than the doctor yelling Jessica, because
Jessica!
woo! I'm not gonna yell it because no one wants to hear that, but still. Oh man, that the utter intensity he brings to this role, and I've not finished just season 2 yet, but the fact, well, I won't spoil the fact that, but okay, I just spoiled it anyway. But anyway, in season 1 specifically, he is probably a incredible force of nature that I have to say yes, because man, he brings such presence, as Roka says, gravitas to that show in general. Yes, he is to me the best performance in that show. And if in a show of really good and great performances, he carries it, or at least shines.
And my vote doesn't count, but I would have said yes to it. But my second favorite of the Netflix villains. So I mean, it's one that I do believe should be there, and I mean it's David Tennant. I mean you can't really say no to a Time Lord. So.
Barty Crouch Jr., guys. Barty Crouch Jr.
Oh, well, I was going with that reference as well, but anyway, to do the next nomination, I'm going to throw it to Manning.
Thank you. I'm going to throw a traditional one out here right now, one that people are automatically going to recognize and know, and that's one that I hopefully, we all love, and that's Chris Evans as Captain America. In the MCU, there has not been a character in my eyes, maybe a couple others, but he is one that is shown as someone who's had this amazing progression as a character. Not only as a character, but you see Chris Evans grow as an actor through each film. He brings such a nuanced performance and kind of subtle performance in comparison to if you saw him in Fantastic Four as the Human Torch. Big difference right there in how he characterizes those characters. And I think what he brings, this patriotism, this quiet nature to Cap that has this ferocity lying underneath the surface. I utterly adore what he brings to do as Cap. Now he is Captain America in my eyes. He is Steve Rogers. And ever since the first Avenger, all the way up now to Infinity War, and we have bearded Cap, I'm loving it because he encompasses the best aspects of the Avengers. Someone who's idealistic, ready to believe the best in humanity. He is the one when Groot said, "I am Groot," he responded in the most innocent way possible, "I am Steve Rogers," because he had no other idea how to respond to that. And that's good old-fashioned Steve Rogers for you. My vote, Chris Evans.
Now I'm going to throw my thing here. Now, before I saw Infinity War, I probably would have said no to Captain America. But because I have seen Infinity War, it is going to be a yes, because Infinity War he brought a lot more to the role, and that role. I mean, I should have warned it beforehand. If you haven't seen Infinity War, there might be spoilers in here, but I mean, if you're one of the 2 people that haven't seen it, but out there, but yeah,
surprisingly,
but. Yeah, I mean, Chris Evans makes this. Hunter, your vote wouldn't have mattered. What would you have said?
Oh, of course. He was first on my list, actually. As everything Manning said, you see him progress his character and the acting ability as each movie goes on. Winter Soldier is in my top 5 favorite MCU movies, and he carries that movie so perfectly. He's great in Infinity War. He's great in Avengers. So, yeah, definitely.
It's down to me. I'm going to throw out my long shot pick, which is one that will be interesting, but I'm going to throw out Vin Diesel as Groot. This is one that he only says one phrase. He only says 5 words in all the movies, but the reason I think this is one of a great acting performance is the fact that the emotion that he puts behind the words, that to make the words mean something completely different. And going Infinity War, at the time when he gets dusted at the end, where he looks at Rocket and says, "I am Groot," which James Gunn has actually said translates to father. after knowing that, it brought a lot of emotion to that one scene. It's like he's just one of those ones which it's just so great, and to portray both a baby and teenage version of the same character is just enough to there. Hunter, what do you say to Groot?
Well, as Denise would say, it's all about family. See, Groot's a very interesting one because I feel like he works better with Rocket because then Rocket can pretty much, he's our ears and telling us what Groot actually is saying. I just feel like there's a lot of other. Like, I hate to do this, but I'm gonna vote no. I just feel like there's so many more. Go ahead.
I have another Guardian on my list that I would like to highlight before I do Groot that I think brings a little bit more, specifically after a certain movie that I've seen. And while I think actually your plea for why Groot is great actually was like, wow, okay, I can actually see this and understand why he has such. I didn't think about that. What Vin Diesel can bring to the character of Groot, especially how he works well with Rocket. But I mean, it's a tree. He just says like 5 words. We are Groot and I am. Spoiler for those who haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy. Not the hardest thing to do. It is impressive what he does, but Vin Diesel to me, Saving Private Ryan might always be his best performance. So I'm going to say no. Sorry, Malcolm.
As I said, it was my long shot pick, and I thought get that out the way early as opposed to trying to scratch at them near the end. So anyway, it's back to you, Hunter. Hunter, who do you have next?
Okay, I don't know what it is about the Netflix shows, but I'm going back to another Netflix show. But I'm going Mike Coulter as Luke Cage. Season 1 of Luke Cage started off, the first half of the season was great. Second half of it wasn't that good, but the overlying thread was Mike Coulter's portrayal of Luke Cage, which is this suave, smooth-talking, unbreakable machine who has a heart of gold. And I don't think you could have cast a better actor as Mike Coulter to play Luke Cage in the Netflix series. So everything he brings to it, from the one-liners, the jokes back and forth with Pop, and with I'm not forgetting her name, Night Nurse. You know what I'm talking about?
Claire Temple.
Yes, Claire. Just the interaction between the people and the way that he can portray a different version of Luke Cage, but still keep the character from the comics is why I'm putting Mike Coulter up.
All right. So, Manning, Luke Cage is on the table. What do you think?
Whenever I think of Luke Cage, the title character is not one of the things that goes directly to my mind. The character of specifically Mariah, they're like, especially after season 2, they're like, yes, these are the standout performances to me personally. And even with the Defenders themselves, he's not. Other than maybe Iron Fist, well, Danny has gotten a lot better. Finn Jones has gotten a lot better. If you look at Luke Cage season 2, they're all great. Sadly, though, I cannot say yes to that one because I have a list that needs to. That there's some other ones that I want to do, but I want to hear what Malcolm says because that may supersede me completely. And with your save, who knows? I just might cast it aside.
Yeah, I mean, out of the leads in the Netflix shows, Luke Cage is probably the second best out of them. But I mean, I don't think I can say yes. Just for the fact, like in what I've seen of season 2, he kind of slows down and dips in a little bit. So I mean, yeah, I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Oh, we're getting to the denial stage now, guys. We only got 2 in.
It's back to Manning.
Oh boy! Now you know what? If we're all gonna pick one, oh, jeez, Louise. Okay. Do I? All right. You know what? Speaking of the Netflix series, since we're on this roll right now, the Netflix series has some fantastic performances that might almost be better than the movies themselves, just because they have time to grow as characters. I'm gonna throw out one whose character in merely 4 episodes gave some of the best Netflix we've ever have when he was introduced in Daredevil, and that is Jon Bernthal as the Punisher. Now, I liked Jon Bernthal in The Walking Dead, except when he started. If you go look at a compilation of him rubbing his head whenever he was upset, he does that a lot in The Walking Dead. Go watch that; it is true. And he kind of had little quirks as an actor where it's like, oh, okay, I understand. But when he got to get the role of Frank Castle's Punisher, yes, please sign me up. Is he being typecasted in everything he does now? Probably yes. But man, is his performance of Punisher heartbreaking and just powerful and violent, and give me more Punisher. What do you guys say?
I'm going to throw it over to Hunter. Hunter, what do you say to Punisher?
Yep, he's on my list. Jon Bernthal did incredible in the 4 episodes in Daredevil, but when you gave him his own show, you gave him, 13 episodes? Oh my God, the level of depth that he brings to the Frank Castle character is what really draws you in. And the thing is, he's not over the top. He's not trying to be this badass Punisher. He's low, he's down, and he's pretty much a fucked up human being, and that's what Frank Castle needs to be. He brings such a badass character to the role that definitely he's in.
Woo!
Yeah, I actually would have gave it a slight no, because there's a lot. But just because I haven't seen the Punisher series, so I only had the 4 episodes to judge him on.
That makes sense.
So, and there's a few people who've been in more episodes of the Netflix shows that I do have on my list. So,
yeah, I only actually saw the Punisher series. I was very late to the party. Hey, late to the party. I was late to the party because of senior year of college, and I finally got to, I think like early June, I managed to binge it that week, and man, was I excited that I was late, but I saw it, and I would watch it, Malcolm. It's really good.
It's incredible.
Yeah, that's back to me again, and I'm going to bring up another movie person. This one is a Sweet Rabbit. It's he likes to take people's eyes and legs for no reason, and of course I'm talking about Bradley Cooper as Rocket Raccoon, because it's just one of those ones that, like, I've read a few Guardians comics to prepare myself for the first Guardians movie, and the portrayal of Rocket in the movie was exactly the way I read the character on those pages. It's one of those ones which it's just so good, and like his interactions with Thor every time he called Sweet Rabbit, just the way he looks was like, okay. Like,
Sweet Rabbit.
Yeah, just that whole arc in Infinity War was highlighted a little bit because of Rocket. So, Manning, what do you think to Rocket?
I love Rocket. He might be my. See, there are different moments where I love the Guardians. I love them equally, and then sometimes I love them more when they do something really cool. And Infinity War really was a time for the Guardians to shine. Not all of them to a degree, but definitely Rocket was one of those. And since can I spoil Infinity War?
Yeah.
And since he's one of the only Guardian that's left remaining, then I'm really looking forward to see what happens. But geez, again, there's one Guardian on here that I have, and it's not Rocket. But But I'm gonna do something. But what Bradley Cooper does to this vocal performance, because Sean Gunn also is a great stand-in and does the interactions with the groups that is not taken for granted, and gets taken for granted. Excuse me. And I want to highlight that because, man, I can't believe I'm doing this. Wow. Yes, let's do it. I love him.
Rocket Max is on. Hunter, your vote didn't matter. What would you have said?
I didn't have him on my list just because I completely forgot. But yeah, he would have made it. Just the interactions with the Guardians that he had, especially the back and forth with him and Star-Lord, were the best parts of Guardians Volume 2, which, spoilers, I didn't really like Guardians Volume 2. But the interaction between Rocket and Star-Lord, worked so well. The fact that, Bradley Cooper brings this kind of nonchalant voice acting to Rocket, just so funny, because it's like, you don't expect Bradley Cooper to voice Rocket, and then when it does, it works so well.
Yeah.
It's back to Hunter. Hunter, who's the next one you're going to bring up?
Okay, since I've done mostly Netflix, it's time for me to go into the movies.
Yay! Movies, what are those?
And this one is actually from my favorite movie, Black Panther, and it's Michael B. Jordan as Eric Killmonger, or Eric Steve. Oh my God, Killmonger is this villain where you end up caring about his cause, which is very hard for someone to do, but Michael B. Jordan plays it so well. He's got that good mix of being, lightheartedness, but also bringing that tough, inner city element to it, which Killmonger definitely needed. He was a standout in Black Panther, in my opinion, or one of the standouts. There are many great actors and actresses in that movie, but just the performance that he brought deserves to at least be brought up.
I'll go straight here. I do like Black Panther. It is my top 5 MCU movies, but I didn't like Killmonger as I didn't like his portrayal of Killmonger. He's just become one of those villains which doesn't really do a lot. I mean, like as a character, I didn't mind because you could see where he was coming from with what he wanted to do. Just like another villain may or may not come up as well, but we'll get to that. But it's one of those ones that it's just there's something about him. The acting of it, I just didn't like. Even though I liked him as a character, if that makes any sense. So it's a no for me. Manning, you're the decider of this.
Come on, Manning.
oh boy. However, I never got into his performance. He's the same thing I had with John Bernthal in The Walking Dead. He'll like rub his head in The Walking Dead. And this one, Michael B. Jordan looks at the camera and always talks like looking is angry at like, you know what? I'm Killmonger. I'm going to take over everything else. And when you have someone in comparison to like Chadwick Boseman, who may make my list later, spoiler, who just kind of brings this layered performance. I'm not saying that that B. Jordan is bad by whatever he means. His last line, his last moments in particular, where he's just kind of like what did he say? Leave me here because my ancestors are going to jump off the ship because they knew that death was better than.
I think he said it. Yeah, he said, "Let me die because my ancestors would rather die than be locked up in chains."
That is poignant, and I think that what the written character we got is phenomenal. I just wish that there was. The moment I say I wish there was more, people can be like, there was more, you just didn't get it. Maybe I probably just didn't get it. I might admit that, totally. But I've seen B. Jordan do better, Fruitvale Station in particular, which I love. I just think while he had a sweet hairstyle, I can't go for him, sadly. But don't worry, Andy Serkis will not be taking his place. I can assure you that. Well, you don't
that hurts. That hurts.
I know. I'm sorry. It's the big one. Hey, you can use your save. Don't forget. Don't forget.
Oh, I can. Yeah.
Wait. No. Why did I remind you? No, I don't.
Are you using your save, Hunter?
I'm using my save. I'm using my save. Yep. Michael B. Jordan. He's coming.
Oh man.
Thank you for reminding me. Yes.
Oh, I hate you. I know. I hate me.
Yes.
Right,
Wow,
I'm just
this is not-
getting him back to there.
Woo! He said, baby.
Oh well. You know what? I don't hate the performance, so that's fine. I'm just okay. You know what? Moving on.
Anyway, it's back to you, Manning. Who are you going to bring up next?
I'm way too nice. I'm way too nice.
Ooh,
Okay. Anyway.
Wild Chris Clark.
Whoa. Whoa.
What's up, guys?
Who is this?
So
Who's been voted in? Who's been voted in so far?
yes, so far I've got Chris Evans as Captain America, John Bernthal as the Punisher, Bradley Cooper as Rocket Raccoon, David Tennant as Colgrave, and Hunter just saved Michael B. Jordan from Black Panther.
Oh, you guys got through a lot so far. Who's
Yep.
up next?
I'll make you go next, and you just popped in, so.
Oh, that's perfect. Vincent D'Onofrio.
Oh, okay.
Vincent D'Onofrio on the table right now as Wilson Fisk. He made the Daredevil season 1 series. Everybody pretty much considers him the greatest MCU villain just because of how he had 13 episodes to develop his character. And on top of that, in season 2, he still developed his character even more when he was in prison. And this upcoming season, Daredevil season 3, we're going to get to see more of Vincent D'Onofrio. He was acclaimed. He's on the table. I'm sure everybody on this panel knows who I'm talking about. Wilson Fisk is on the table. That is my first nomination.
I'm going to go to Hunter next. Hunter, what do you say to Kingpin?
I'm gonna say yes. He was one of the standouts in Daredevil season 1. Episode 7, I believe, of season 1, where you get his backstory, is so heartbreaking, and he plays it so well, and just he's so menacing, but yet he's a businessman. Everything works so well. So yeah, I'm gonna vote yes.
I'm going to go next, and it's going to be a yes for me too. He was on my list, and with that, he does make it on. Manning, your vote wouldn't have mattered. What would you have said?
It would have been an absolute yes because he was one of the standout performances of Daredevil season 1 and season 2 with the little time screen he got. You were gonna make it on. We were gonna wait until the very last one to do it, just to like give you anxiety.
Wow.
He was gonna make it in because he's on all our lists, but still. Just because. But hey, he made it in. There you go.
Oh, I'm happy now. But you guys got Michael B. Jordan, really? That made it in?
Yeah.
I'm really surprised by that one.
He used his save.
Black Panther is one of my favorite movies, and Killmonger is one of my favorite MCU villains. So.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
I mean, it's not egregious, so.
It's not terrible. It could have been worse.
Yeah.
It could have been worse.
Anyway, it's
Thank you, Manny, for reminding me of my save, by the way.
You're welcome.
Anyway, back to you, Manning. Manning, who are you going to bring up next?
Just give me a second while I wallow and okay, no. But one performance that I wanted to bring up, I'm not sure many people have seen this in particular. It ended way too soon. I managed to finish it earlier this year, and that would be the series of Agent Carter. People forget about that way too much. And what Haley Atwell does as Peggy Carter provides us a boot for what S.H.I.E.L.D. becomes and solidifies as probably the quote-unquote best love interest in the entire MCU. What she does with the role of making this no-nonsense Peggy Carter is phenomenal and needs to be talked about. Even if she doesn't make it in, it's something I just want to bring up because it's something that's underrated countless times.
Yeah, Clark, Hayley Atwell's on the table. What do you think?
Hayley Atwell is not actually on my list number two because I didn't think of her. But as a performance, gosh, that's a really good one. That's a good deep cut, and I'm not sure she's on. I'm not sure that she's on the other lists. Oh, this is hard. You know, I mean, everybody else is so solid knowing what's on the list. I would say yes, but I might be the only yes because I don't know if I think yes. That's a good one. It's not on my list, but I like it. I really do.
Yeah,
that's a good pool.
I'm going to go to Hunter next. Hunter, what do you say to Hayley Atwell?
I haven't seen Agent Carter, so it would be right for me to put an input away. So
yeah.
She wasn't the first Avenger for the time she had.
Was she?
And Ant-Man. She wasn't the first Avenger. Yeah, remember? Yeah. She was.
That's where the character first appeared.
Yep. That's Hayley Atwell character in there. She just had a bigger role expanded in the 2 seasons of Agent Carter that we did get. Yeah. She's also in Ant-Man for like 5 minutes.
Yeah. But anyway, it's down to me.
Interesting choice. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's one that I completely forgot about just because I completely forgot about Agent Carter, and I mean it's a yes for me because I enjoyed Agent Carter. It definitely was cancelled too soon. I don't know if Bibbs and that have covered it, but they really should.
Hey, that sounds familiar.
So is that a yes or no?
It made it in because Hunter was the only one that said no. So,
yay! I didn't know it would make it in. I'm happy about that. Nice.
It's interesting. Yeah.
So, Bibbs, if you're watching, do an episode on Agent Carter.
Yes, that'd be great.
Cool.
It's back to me, and I'm going to fire at one that that I'm afraid that probably won't come up if I don't bring him up now. I'm going to bring up the big guy himself, Josh Brolin as Thanos. This is one that he's only had sort of one major bout of screen time, that was Infinity War, but that one movie alone shows everything about his character. Josh Brolin just brings it all to that movie, and like even in the little bits you see of him in when he's like, fine, I'll do it myself, in the post-credit scene, I can't remember which movie that one was in now, but it's like,
I believe.
Yeah, but it's just one of those ones which a lot of people were worried that he was going to be one of those one-and-done villains, but clearly that's not going to be the case. But he's going to be the next one. But it's just one of those ones that it's so great. Manning, I'll go to you, Nick. What do you say to Thanos?
I forgot about it, which is weird because he definitely was, to me, one of the best performances, if not the best performance of that movie in and of itself. But I even though he had the most screen time in the film, I'm not sure I can say yes because it was only one film.
That's true.
It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to give me like, and this is every person that I've said yes to so far has had more than one film to fully delve into their character. I can't say yes to someone who may or may not give a okay performance in Infinity War Part 2. So I'm going to have to say no for this one just because I want to see more upcoming, but he's still a fantastic villain in and of himself. I just want more before I can say yes because there's other people on here that I want to get through.
Yep, I'm going to go to Clark next. Clark, what do you say to Thanos?
Now, Thanos is interesting. Thanos, he had a great movie, and I liked him as a villain. He's probably my favorite villain of the MCU, in terms of films. Like, he's there, and then Fisk is there, but Fisk is on TV, and he's had over like 14 episodes of material to build his character off of. The difference with Thanos is he's had pretty much one and cameos before that. Or little time. His biggest part besides Infinity War was the first Guardians movie. So I feel like if Infinity War 2 was out at this point and we got to see what he was bringing to that movie, I would say yes. Thanos is basically my number 11. I think Brolin does a great job. He just missed the cut for me, but he did not make the cut on my list, unfortunately. Even though he's in the thumbnail, it's for bait. But Thanos can't really. Isn't really. I mean, with four, I think there's 4 slots left or something like that.
5.
There's 5 slots left.
Yeah.
Josh Brolin, I would say no. I can't do that just because he's only had one movie to really fester in it, and he was the focus, but he wasn't in it as much as he should have to be. So it's a no.
Yes.
Yep. Hunter, what do you say about Thanos?
See, this is really hard because I agree with Clark and Manning about it is one movie, and
but you also said yes to Jordan, so
political round.
Yeah.
Don't say yes. Say no.
I'm gonna have to agree with them and say no until we see a little bit more, because we do know that he's gonna be in other movies. Different from Michael B. Jordan though is his ended with one movie. Thanos is still continuing with his.
And do you know that if this was an MCU villains countdown, this would have been a no-brainer?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep. So Thanos gets snapped away.
Yeah, sadly.
I'm going to throw it back to Hunter. Hunter, who do you bring up next?
Okay, I have a thing for villains apparently, because I'm going with another villain. I'm going Tom Hiddleston as Loki. Tom Hiddleston as Loki was not only in the first Thor, the second Thor, he was in Avengers, so Thor Ragnarok, but every time he brings something new, something unique, you think he's the bad guy, and then he turns right around. He's the god of, tricks. He tricks people. And Tom Hiddleston brings a great, one, he's a great actor to begin with, and 2, he brings the comedy, the drama, everything you need for a Loki character. And he's just badass, man. Loki, Tom Hiddleston makes the character of Loki as popular as it was for the MCU.
Okay, Loki's on the table there. Clark, what do you think about Loki?
Well, I mean, before the Netflix series, Loki was the best developed villain ever, and he's had so many movies to develop himself up and up and up and up and up. And on top of that, Tom Hiddleston, when you think of Loki, he made Loki go from an obscure, one-note villain in the comics that nobody knew about to now being probably the second most popular villain ever after the Joker. So Tom has a lot to do with that. So I'm going to say yes to Loki, no brainer, yes.
Manning, what do you say to Loki?
Tom Hiddleston's performance as Loki in the first Thor might be one of my favorite performances in the MCU just overall, because that's when he first has his descent into, not madness, I would say, but into just this scared child who wants to please his father, Anthony Hopkins as Odin. And that exchange they have when he finds out he's a frost giant is a powerful scene. And man, when he yells at his father, I get chills almost every time. And true, he hasn't had as much screen time and has done something to me that is just as good, but that performance will always stick with me as the best performance in that film because of the layers he brings to Loki. And while I've enjoyed him all that time, I still have to give him a yes just because of what that performance did in that movie. It elevates Thor, which could be a fine origin story, to a really good, in my opinion.
So Tom Hiddleston makes it onto the list. I would have low-key said yes as well.
That's what you did there. That's not what you did there.
move.
Um,
Please tell me that was unintentional.
it was completely intentional.
Ah.
But yeah, and I mean, the moment in Infinity War when you think Loki is going to give the Tesseract to Thanos, and then tries to kill Thanos. It's just an emotional moment which would have cemented the yes for me anyway as well. It's like just one of those things, like it's just one of those moments in Infinity War which you don't know what he's going to do, whether he's going to go with be on the side of good or give in and give it up to Thanos. But
Tom Hiddleston actually has one of my favorite sequences in a horrible movie, which is in Thor: The Dark World, when he finds out his mom died or was killed.
Oh, that's a good scene.
He starts throwing stuff around. He like screams at the top of his lungs. That was so good, but the movie was so bad behind it. But that was such a great moment.
Yeah. Anyway, back to you, Clark. Who do you want to bring up next?
All right, I'm actually going to bring this guy up. My next two picks are both from Daredevil, so if it gets back to me again, the other pick is going to be from Daredevil as well. But this guy, you know him better as the Wooden from the Shawshank Redemption. But in Daredevil Season 1, he played one of the most interesting characters there, which is Bob Gooten as Al. Leland Owlsley. He was Fisk's accountant and one of his top aides. I felt like every scene that he was in during Daredevil, he stole just because of his comic timing and how sarcastic he was to Fisk the entire show, without Fisk doing anything until the last episode where he threw him down an elevator shaft, which is one of the best scenes in the entire show. And the chemistry between Vincent D'Onofrio and Bob was fantastic. I know this is a very interesting choice. Not many people think of Bob. When you think of Daredevil, you think of Vincent D'Onofrio, you think of the guy I'm going to mention next. But I want to see how far this gets. I don't know if you guys agree, but I think Bob killed Leland Owlsley in Daredevil Season 1, and he shouldn't be forgotten. I doubt this is going to get through, but he's on the table.
So Manning, what do you say to Owlsley?
He knows what I'm talking about.
I know exactly who you're talking about too. He's called the Owl in the comics. I remember.
Yep.
I looked him up and I was like, when the show was happening, I was like, who is this? Because he was really good. I thought you were about to go with Clancy Brown when you said Shawshank Redemption, because he's also in Punisher. Daredevil Season 2.
Yep.
Not Season 1. But I can't say yes just because it's not one that I've gravitated toward. But what I can't like knock it because I don't remember it. I remember it, but I don't like have an attachment to it. But I have to applaud this deep pick. That's impressive, but I have to say no, alas.
Yeah, Hunter, what do you say to Owlsley, the Owl?
Yeah, it's a no. Sorry, Chris, but I'm not even sure who that is. Maybe if I go back and rewatch Season 1, I'll see, and maybe I'll change my mind.
He's in a lot of episodes, and he's in a lot of scenes. He's just a character that's forgettable if you've only seen the season once.
Yeah.
But I know. I just wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very deep pick, but with 5 spots left, there's a lot of great talent that we haven't got to yet, so
it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been a no for me as well, just for the same reasons, just one that I just don't remember.
Joke's on you guys, he's in the thumbnail. Joke's on you guys, he's in the thumbnail.
He is? Is he? No way.
I recognized him somewhere, I just couldn't place it.
I was in.
He's in the thumbnail. Yep.
Anyway, back to you, Manning. Who are you going to bring up next?
Okay, I guess I'll pause on finding that thumbnail. But no, who I wanted to bring up, because I think Chris might be bringing up the one I was going to bring up later. We'll see. But one that I want to wait. How many do we have so far? 1, 2, 3. We have 8.
Yeah, we have 8.
Yep.
We have 8. Okay. Woo! We got 4 spots left, guys. Oh my. Well, since not sure it's going to make it out either, but since Chris threw out his left field pick, I'm going to throw out my sort of left field pick, not incredibly left field, but it's something that I've actually appreciated when we got into season 4 of this show, and that's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And that's the performance of Ian de Casticker. I can't pronounce his last name, as Fitz. What he does, I can't spoil too much, but he goes from like one character to a whole other character in season 4, but it's the same character of Fitz, and seeing how that progression is utterly phenomenal because he makes you sympathize with this character who does some terrible things, and after that, he also makes you sympathize with the character who is this quiet, shy, and kind of elusive and reclusive, character. And I just want to throw out one that I think gives the best performance in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Of course, I understand, Hunter, since you have not seen past season 1, but I think what he does is utterly phenomenal and has some of my favorite scenes in all of the MCU with him, and specifically Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., when he tells Simmons to get on her knees and point a gun in her face and about to shoot her. And that's all I'm going to say because no one knows what that is. You got to watch to season 4 because holy cow, that was stressful, that scene. I know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, there we go.
Same here. I'm going to go straight off and say it's one that I actually didn't think of when I was thinking of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. people, but it's one that it's like when you brought it up, it's like because of season 4 is just that change, and that it's enough to make me say yes to him. Clark, is that what do you say to Fitz?
I agreed with both of you guys. Both of you guys 100%. Actually, if somebody else from Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm going to bring up after my next one if it gets to that. But he sadly passed away recently, but he is fantastic. What we're gonna do though is I'm going to give this a yes. I'm going to give this a yes.
Woo,
I
did not expect
Manning,
that.
I think Manning might know who I'm talking about too.
I think I do, but I'm going to see when we get to that.
Oh, he has a great voice. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Hunter, your vote wouldn't have mattered. What would you have said?
Considering I've only seen season 1, I probably would have said no because Fitz got on my fucking nerves, but...
Yep. Nope. That's totally understandable. It's like, there's this video online. I'm not sure how many guys watch Pro ZD, but whatever. He has this video where you're watching with your friends a particular film or TV show. And it's like you're telling your friend, he's going to get better. I promise. His character is going to be so cool. And in the beginning, it's just like, they're terrible. They're utterly terrible. And Fitz, one of those characters that got really, really good. I promise you, Hunter. I promise you. He got a lot better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, I mean, I'm going to bring up, it's back to me now. I'm going to bring up.
Is it back to me?
No, I was after Manning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, then you go.
I went to you first, so you were the first one that.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah, Chris coming in rearranged my order a bit. So yeah.
Haha.
What you gonna do?
But yeah. So anyway, it's back to me. And I'm gonna go to. And I just really want to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative, but which is one of my favorite post-credit scenes in there. Of course, I'm talking about Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. He's one of the like, he may not have appeared a lot in the movies, but he still had a presence in the movies, and just his interactions with the heroes, his annoyance at Tony at times, and just and his last words in Infinity War is like just the perfect casting of Nick Fury, and he was one of those ones that when they talk about bringing him into the movies, that they changed him in the comics because they wanted Samuel L. Jackson to be Nick Fury. That's how amazing he is. Clark, what do you say to Samuel L. Jackson?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh,
No. I mean, Samuel L. Jackson is great as Nick Fury. He's one of the best MCU characters. But on an acting level, when you're judging these people by an acting perspective, Nick Fury is Sam Jackson. Nick Fury isn't a character. He is Sam Jackson. Every time I watch it, every time he acts it, he's just going through the lines, autopilot, Sam Jackson. And it's great. It's great autopilot. It's great Sam Jackson, but there's no depth to that. And I will give that an honest to God no. There's too many little spots left and you need actual acting like character. And I don't see that in Nick Fury, sadly.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Manning, what do you say to Nick?
I will co-sign everything that Chris just said because I love Nick Fury. I get a kick every time I see him, but it is Samuel L. Jackson, and now I'm starting to see just the guy from those Capital One commercial credit card things because that's how. Yeah, well, it's a no. That's a no.
Yeah, Hunter, what do you say about Sam?
See, I had him like number 11 on my list because I do enjoy Nick Fury's character. He just couldn't crack the top 10 for me because most of his scenes are pretty much cameos. He has such small roles, and the only big role he has is in Captain America: Winter Soldier, and he is, and I hate to say it, but he's overshadowed by a lot of great talent in that movie. So for me, it'd be a no.
Yeah. Anyway, it's back to you, Hunter. Who's you going to bring up next?
Okay, because we are like running low, I have to get this guy out of the way. The guy who started the MCU, Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man / Tony Stark. Iron Man 1 was such a great movie. It's kicked off the MCU. Iron Man 2 was okay. It was bad, but you still had Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark, who pretty much brought that energy for the character. I liked Iron Man 3 and the role they took with the Tony character. He shows he can act. Pretty much Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark. That's who you see when you think of Tony Stark now. So yeah, I just got to put him on here for the principle of the thing, and hopefully he can make it in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go compose my thoughts and go to Clark first on this.
Oh, really? I think that this is actually this is a no-brainer because I think that without Downey Jr. you don't have the MCU, and without his performance and he wouldn't have exploded back the way he did in his comeback tour. So I feel like Downey is amazing. I do still think that Iron Man 1 is still the second best comic book movie ever made. It still is perfection to this day. Had Obadiah Stane not died and been in more movies, Jeff Bridges would be in the conversation today. But the fact of the matter is he was going to be my pick from the first Iron Man, but he's only had one movie. It would have been a moot point. Tony's had time to grow, and he's grown more than almost any, and probably more than any character in the entire franchise.
Yeah.
So, and what he does with the character still is awesome. So he's never been bad, and he doesn't come off as Robert Downey Jr. to me. He always comes off as Tony Stark, and it's great. So, yeah. Yes.
I'm going to go to Manning next.
See, what's interesting, you say you never see him as Robert Downey Jr. whenever you see Tony Stark. I got now to the point to where now they have become intertwined. When you first started off, when you first started off,
like the Deadpool Ryan Reynolds thing, where they're now
exactly
in social media. But I mean, back then, it was given he was given that character when he actually first started playing. That's the thing.
Yeah. I mean, you look at something like Zodiac. I was about to say Zodiac, Chaplin, and then Tropic Thunder. He's playing different characters in those, and but now our minds have become so ingrained with like how he presents himself as Robert Downey Jr. Like, oh, that's Tony Stark automatically. But it's more than that, especially once you get past Iron Man 2 and some other stuff. He's definitely evolved. You look back at Infinity War and you see. And you look at Iron Man 1, that progression, as I said with Chris Evans, it's also there. It's this duality. You have one character going one path, one character going another path, one softening, one hardening as an individual. And it's just, yeah, I'm surprised I haven't said it sooner. I kind of forgot. I thought someone else would do it. I'm glad you did it. I'm glad you did it. Yes, it's a yes for me.
I mean, for me, Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man has kind of fluctuated for me over the movies. Like some movies, he's been really great, like Infinity War and that. But there's been others in which I felt his performance was lackluster. So I mean, it would have been a slight yes for me anyway. So he would have made it on no matter what. So.
I mean, you know, his performance in The Incredible Hulk isn't his fault. He kind of walked in for that one.
I mean, no performance is ever anyone's fault, really.
It's the director's fault.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, not only that, sometimes it's writer's fault too.
The writer.
It's how
it's collaboration.
But anyway, I'm going to throw it back to Mr. Clark over there. Who are you going to bring up next?
This is my final one from Daredevil season 1. This might be the thing that Manning was talking about. It is Wesley, the assistant to Kingpin, and actually the one that actually had so much. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. Wesley made Daredevil season 1 as thrilling and as suspenseful as it was, because what Wesley does during that entire thing is he builds up Wilson Fisk. Without Wesley, you do not have the power of Wilson Fisk or the actual plot itself, because of how Wesley built the character up. Through 5-6 episodes, all you hear is the name Wilson Fisk. Do not talk about Wilson Fisk or you will die. And he's like the death angel to anybody he gets to. And he is so badass with the dialogue that he can convey through just talk. There's a scene in a park where he's talking to somebody and he knows that, hey, this is the little girl that's on the screen. That's your daughter. If you don't do what we say, that guy right there, yeah, he's going to kill her. Wesley is so badass, and you have to watch Daredevil season 1 to understand what Wesley is. But once you do, and the performance that I'm getting his name up right now, Toby Leonard Moore, his performance is astounding as Wesley. So Wesley, Toby, he's on the table.
I'm going to get it out the way now. Apparently, I really need to rewatch Daredevil, but I can't remember Wesley.
Jesus Christ.
So I'm going to throw it to Manning.
This wasn't the one I was talking about, but Clark reminded me, so now I'm just kind of like, no, come back to me. I need to do some thinking right now. I need to write some stuff down. I need to do some math. Hold on.
I'm going to go on to Hunter.
Apparently, I need to rewatch it too because I have no idea who that was. But
if you don't know who Wesley is, you have to watch it.
Yeah, I gotta rewatch it. But
yeah, because he's one of the biggest parts of that season.
Yeah.
I'm gonna vote no because I feel like there's one person in there that we have to put in here if we're talking about Daredevil. So hopefully we get back around to me so I can bring it up. But
So anyway, it's down to Manning to at least tie it.
See, the problem I have right now is I have 4 people on here. No, sorry, 5 people on here. We have 2 spots left. And you just reminded me how amazing Wesley was in that, because the scene between him and Karen Page at the second to last episode.
Yes, at the table with the gun.
Fantastic. Yes, it's fantastic. But I have to say no because I have other ones on here that I really, really want to get on. But I want to implore everyone watching this, go rewatch Daredevil and see what he does, because
I'm gonna have to.
Do it because
yes,
this is a huge snub, a really big snub that you're not putting Wesley on. It's huge. Had you both watched it, you probably would have been out. I would have saved it. I would have saved this.
Yeah.
But okay, you guys snubbed it.
I know.
I expect apologies after you guys watched Daredevil season 1. You're like, fuck Chris, he was right. I'm actually very surprised by that, but all right, that's surprising.
I promise you, when I do rewatch it, I probably will apologize because I always stick to my word, and I do plan on rewatching it before season 3 comes out.
Season 3 comes out in November, so
do it. You got it.
I'm interested because Wesley that's a big snub. Okay.
Yeah. Right, so it's back to Manning. Who are you going to bring up next, Manning?
This is not fun. Okay.
He just denied Wesley.
I know. Hey, you know what? At least I remember him and was really conflicted, okay? These two over here don't even remember him.
Which makes no sense. But
Tisk. Anyway, I'm looking back at all these people we have, and right now it's a sausage fest, guys. We have Haley Atwell. And there's someone I want to bring up that was my pick for the Guardians. There's someone that I feel like, especially after Infinity War, really solidified as someone that I realized, wow, I really care for this character. I forgot how much actually depth this person has put into her, and that is Zoe Saldana as Gamora. And her death in Infinity War, we'll see how long that lasts, to me hurts so much because of what we've seen her go through these now 3 movies, I guess. And I have to throw that out on the table because of what she has been able to do. Go from someone who will not take this pelvic sorcery to someone now who has this open heart to the people that she comes across as. Not this hardline warrior, is actually this motherly figure to this, and this voice of reason to this band of pirates.
I'm going to throw it to Clark. Clark, what do you say to who is Gamora?
I can't believe you said yes to Gamora but no to Wesley. Like, Gamora's a great character. She's probably one of the best superheroes and characters in the MCU, but this is an acting thing. I don't think Zoe Saldana, acting wise, holds a candle to anybody else on this list. So no, she's done great for her character, but she hasn't gone far and beyond that. So her character is amazing, but acting wise, I don't put her on that pedestal. So no.
Disagree there, sir. Disagree.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw it over to Hunter next. Hunter, what do you say to Gamora?
Ooh, motherfucker.
There's only 2 spots left too. I can't believe Michael B. Jordan got on.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote no. I hate to do this, but yeah, I mean, she was great in Guardians 1, and then I feel like she kind of stayed at that level of Guardians 1. And she kind of played on the same tropes as Guardians 1. I mean, she is a great actress, and Gamora's a great character, but I just wanted to see a bit more as time went along.
Malcolm?
So the most I can do is tie it, and then it'll be up to Manning if he wants to save Gamora. This is tough. There's 2 spots left. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to say no to Gamora. I mean, she was great, really great in Infinity War, and I do get why you wanted to put it on. There's just too many people that haven't been brought up, which probably should have been brought up, and it's like just one of those ones. So Gamora doesn't make it on. Anyway, it's back to me now.
What's the list so far before we go further, please?
So we've got Chris Evans as Captain America, Jay Bernthal as Punisher, Haley Atwell as Agent Carter, Bradley Cooper as Rocket, David Tennant as Kilgrave, Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger, Fitz from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm not going to even try to pronounce his name. Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, and Tom Hiddleston.
Okay, cool. Do you have this typed out, Malcolm?
Yeah.
Okay, could you put it in the actual Hangouts chat just so that I can see it? Yeah, that'd be great for all of us. Awesome. Thanks, Malcolm.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. Anyway, while I'm doing this, I'll bring up my next one that I'm going to bring up. This is one that I really love this character from the non-MCU movies, but this person really brought him to life. There's my complaints with Tobey Maguire playing this character, and both Andrew Garfield, is they were good as halves of the character, because Tobey Maguire's a good Peter Parker, but I didn't buy him as Spider-Man, and then Andrew Garfield was the opposite. But I'm talking about Cody Hall playing Tom Holland playing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like in Homecoming, he brought him to life, and he was the perfect combo package of Spider-Man that they've ever done live action, and is just one of those ones. And his introduction in Civil War was just so great. I'm going to throw it over to Clark. What do you say about Spider-Man?
I'm conflicted because there's 2 spots left, and we have Michael B. Jordan in the list. What we're gonna have to figure this out is this.
Well deserved.
Tom Holland. He had Homecoming, and he had a little bit of Civil War, and he had a fairly okay part in Infinity War. He is a very, very talented actor, and I feel like Peter Parker is one of the best characters in the MCU, just as for humor and comic purposes. But we're not looking at it at the character's perspective. We're looking at it at the acting perspective. And again, which is probably what we should be doing, is looking at it from an actor. Tom Holland is still growing as an actor. His performance is still growing. It's still maturing. And I don't feel like it's fair to put him in the list against other people whose acting has matured over episodes upon episodes or movies upon movies. And there are people who deserve the last 2 spots more. So to me, Tom Holland gets a no. Yep.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, it's one of those ones that
it's fine.
It's like
I'm probably the only one who's going to say no, so that's good.
When it comes to acting, it's all going to be subjective because I mean, everyone sees different things. But yeah, anyway, like Manning, what do you say to Tom Holland?
You will not be the only person who says no, because I will also say no, because for the same reasons that Clark was saying, is that he had an amazing scene in Infinity War, the now memeable Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good, which still breaks my heart. It still breaks my heart, and he is fantastic. He didn't really get much to do in Civil War. He's kind of like some cool moments, but nothing that was acting praiseworthy. It's really his time at Homecoming where he really shone, but he hasn't had as much emotional depth as Homecoming would allow him to have, which is in of itself a movie which I don't love. But Peter Parker to me is still one of my favorite characters in all of comics. And so this hurts me to say, but because there's still only 2 spots left, he's just one of those that I just can't put on because there are other people out there that I really, really want on. And he's one of those where I'm going to wait and see and get excited to see what he does later for Homecoming Part 2 and all that jazz.
Hunter, what do you say to Tom Holland?
I'm surprised because I'm going to vote yes. After watching Homecoming multiple times, I love Tom Holland's performance as Peter Parker and Spider-Man, which is something that we have not seen before. He plays Peter Parker so well, and he plays Spider-Man really well. The scene in Infinity War is amazing. And even in Civil War, he was comic relief, but he also had a lot of great action piece moments that really showed Spider-Man is here, Spider-Man is back, and this is what you can expect. And I also don't think I think acting, the actor-wise, is important, Clark, but I also think it's what can the actor bring to the character. And I think Tom Holland brings a lot to the character of Peter Parker and Spider-Man.
He does. He just had one movie essentially to himself. That's the problem.
Yeah. Well, it's a tie, so the question is, do I want to save him? And one of you has kind of swayed my decision, and that's not to save him, because I agree with kind of what Clark was saying about it only being one movie that he all to himself, and he's been more of a part of an ensemble. So, I mean, yeah, so Tom Holland does not make the cut, sadly. But
again, a lot of these characters would totally make top 10 MCU character things.
Yeah.
It's
characters.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to separate these, because if this was the Spider-Man villain thing, this would be pretty much cookie cutter. Yeah.
Yeah, it would.
Like Doc Ock, the Lizard, the Vulture,
Venom,
Carnage, Kingpin, that stuff. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
Shocker.
Anyway, we've still got two
Shocker would
spots
be interesting.
left. Hunter, who are you going to bring up next?
Okay, so this is the person that I was going to bring up from Daredevil, and that's Charlie Cox as Daredevil. The lead, season 1, season 2. What I like about him is that you believe the character of Daredevil, of Matt Murdock, and he plays the character so fantastic. And what I love is in season 1 he's great. In season 2 he's fantastic, and his acting ability just keeps upping and he keeps growing each season. I'm so psyched for season 3, and just everything about this character I love, and it's because of him.
Of course.
Yeah.
Manny's face.
I
don't like this, guys.
This is definitely the best portrayal of Daredevil we've had live action. I'm not disputing that, but I don't think he belongs in the top 12 acting performances, personally. But we'll see what Manning and Clark say. They could make him on anyway. But Manning, what do you say to Charlie Cox?
Come on, Manning.
See, right now I have 4. We have 2 spots left, right?
2 spots,
Two spots left.
Okay. All right. Yes, season 1, I do believe Vincent D'Onofrio outacts Charlie Cox just because I think he's had more experience than Vincent D'Onofrio as an actor.
Yeah.
But what we have in season 2, especially with his relationship with Elektra, and the scenes he has with Bernthal, man,
the rooftop scene is incredible.
It is.
That
The debate they're having.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to swear you. Do what you need to do.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna say yes because it's such a. I'm also gonna take into the fact is that he actually has sight, and he has to act the entire time that he's blind, and doing that convincingly to the point now where he says in interviews, sometimes I forget to look at people. That's because he's become so entrenched now into what that is. That is in itself something not many actors can pull off, at least that I'm aware of. And that takes training and practice as an actor. So I have to give him props to that because not every other actor can do that.
Chris, what do you say to Charlie Cox?
This was going to be my next nomination. Charlie is fantastic. Manning hit it over the head. I cannot wait for Hunter to binge season 1 to watch Wesley and remember how wrong he was. But Charlie does act blind. That's something that you cannot do convincingly easily. And that's something that's far above and beyond anything the multi-million-dollar MCU heroes are paid to do. So Charlie deserves this more than almost anybody. So yes, I love how there's 3 Netflix series characters and 1 TV series character on here. This is great. This is actually really good. 2
TV series. Well, Peggy is technically kind of TV because she fleshed
exclusive.
Out. Yeah, technically too. Exclusive. You're right.
Anyway, it's back to Clark for his next nomination. What do you say?
It's highly debatable if it's going to get back to me because there's only 1 spot left. Somebody's going to be voted in. So I have 2 choices. I have Cottonmouth from Luke Cage.
Oh, 1 second, hold on.
All right, I'm going to wait for Manning. Because he needs to hear this. Because if he votes no without hearing my explanation, I will throw a chair. Hello, Manning.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought someone would call my name. You're okay.
Yeah. First one, it was going to be Cottonmouth, or my second option would be Gideon from Shields, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Powers Booth. I think I'm going to go the Cottonmouth route. Cottonmouth for Luke Cage. He was in the first half of the season. He was the main villain of the first half of the season, and he really, really had a lot of depth in the vein of Kilgrave and Fisk during that entire season arc before stuff happened. So I'm going to throw it over to you guys. If you've seen Luke Cage, you know who Cottonmouth is. If you haven't, this is either a give or take. He's on the table.
Yeah. Cottonmouth is the one that's played by Mahershala Ali.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep.
I know who you're talking about. Hunter, what do you say to Cottonmouth?
Didn't have him on my list, but Clark, he was close. I'm saying yes. What
Oh.
a character! I absolutely love Cottonmouth. The way he portrays himself, the businessman, everything about this character works so well, especially against Luke Cage, who, as we said before, is this smooth talking ladies man, and you got this businessman, this club owner, and it works. Perfect. So yes.
Manning is flipping out right now.
This list killing me.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm about to do this, but I'm going to say yes because he is my favorite villain. He's just a little bit over Kingpin for me, but he is up there when it comes to Netflix villains. So, yeah, he makes it. Maddie, what would you have said?
I mean, he wasn't on my list, but there's a reason. There's a reason Netflix villains are better than the MCU movie villains. And they have time to be fleshed out characters and not cookie cutter, throwaway things like Malekith, cough, cough. Yeah. Cottonmouth is great. You know how Kingpin and Kilgrave, Wilson Fisk and Kilgrave, they rule and intimidate with fear. Cottonmouth just oozes charm and that's how he keeps his empire intact. And then he'll throw you off a building once you mess up. But
Yep.
Yeah. You know what? Put him on there.
Did you not have him on your list, or did you not think of him?
He was not on my list, but he was like honorable mentions, because
before we get into that, I want to know, what are these 4 people that you wanted on that you didn't get on?
3.
Yeah.
3.
3?
3. Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther that I really wanted on because what he did in Civil War and in Black Panther, he was the one I wanted to get on. He would have been my next choice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well. And then no one else is gonna have her, but Chloe Bennett as Daisy Johnson from the 4 seasons as a character has grown so much that I would have put on. Just because she's had 4 seasons and 7 episodes, as Cottonmouth had. And then I think I might actually only had 2. Just kidding. I only had 2. So that's what I would have had on there. But Cottonmouth, I cannot disparage because that's a fantastic performance. Put him on there.
Netflix is building it.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah, it's good. We've kind of got a good collection of movies and TVs. Like, it's so easy to go straight to the movies and forget about the TVs, which is why I decided to open it up to every aspect to see how the list shapes up when we throw TV in here. For me, some honorable mentions that I had the other Chris's from the movies. I had Hemsworth and Pratt as options.
I forgot about.
I don't know if you've seen Ant-Man and the Wasp yet, Clark, but because of Ant-Man and the Wasp, I actually had Ant-Man and the Wasp. Both of them made it on because
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. So I also had Chloe Bennett on there. I had Clark Gregg as Agent Coulson. I even had a few like one-shot people. I had Gabrielle Luna as Ghost Rider from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I even had good Kiwi actor Taika Waititi as Korg. Did you have any Clark?
Well, I had Gideon, played by Powers Booth from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He was a biggie. Yeah. I mentioned Jeff Bridges, but he was only in 1 film, and I decided to axe that because it would have been redundant because we axed Thanos. Other than that, the biggie was Wesley. But again, he didn't make the list. That's essentially. I focused more on the Netflix stuff because I feel like they have more tools to play with, and and acting wise, it's just a higher caliber in my opinion. Because you can throw as many. I had Denai Guevara as Okadi from Black Panther.
I know. I can't pronounce it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Hunter, you've seen Black Panther?
Yeah. I had that too.
It's Okoye, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's great too. Because I just know her performances from Walking Dead as well are amazing. So, I mean, this list is fine. It's Killmonger is amazing. It's the interesting Black Panther choice. I'm really interested.
I saved him, but
I know. I'm surprised. Evan's gonna be thrilled that Chadwick Boseman isn't on here. So this is great. This is awesome.
Hunter, any honorable mentions there?
I had 3 left because most of mine either got axed or were on the list. So I had Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow. I feel like her arc in every movie has gotten better and better. Her acting has gotten better and better and better each movie. Mark Ruffalo as Hulk / Bruce Banner. He plays the perfect Bruce Banner, perfect nerd into the Hulk. I love his acting. And then another Netflix, I had Kristen Ritter as Jessica Jones. Yeah. Season 1 and Season 2. She is incredible. And she plays the Jessica Jones character incredibly well.
I also was thinking about Mark Ruffalo, but...
Yeah.
It's close, but no cigar.
Yeah. Anyway, our final list we've got here is Chris Evans. We've got John Bernthal. We've got Haley Atwell. We've got Bradley Cooper. We've got David Tennant. We've got Michael B. Jordan. We've got Ian, who played Fitz from Agent S.H.I.E.L.D. We've got Kingpin. We've got Robert Downey Jr. We've got Tom Hiddleston, Ali Cox, and Mahershala Ali. Now we get to vote on who we want at number 12.
This might be universal. Thank you, Hunter, for giving us an easy number 12.
I'm going to grab my whiteboard. Be right back. Forgot it.
Hold on.
And for those at home, it's Vincent D'Onofrio replaced Kingpin.
Oh, yeah, I knew that. I just knew I butchered the pronunciation of his name.
Hold up. Because I'm not even going to try to pronounce this name.
This is less of a bloodbath than the musical one was.
Yep.
You guys already got like 7 things before I came on 20 minutes in, so it's great.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I didn't expect that to actually happen either.
I shouldn't even talk about Hunter. I'm the one that put Singing in the Rain at number 5. Jesus Christ.
You got roasted by Robert My Burnett for that one.
I'm not happy that you guys put me on the spot like that.
Yeah. Hey, that was all Chris that did that.
Couldn't find it. Found it. We all know who the first one is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably going to be the same. Clark, who do you have?
Michael B. Jordan.
Hunter.
I had the guy who plays Fitz. Just because the first 3 seasons, he was so bad. So bad.
Manning, who did you have?
Killmonger, which is Michael B. Jordan. So.
Yeah.
Come on.
I had Michael B. Jordan too.
Come on. The best part of Black Panther.
Best part of Black Panther was Black Panther, in my opinion.
Yes.
Now we're voting on number 11.
I'm keeping track of it in the Hangout thing.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful.
Next one would be.
Hunter, who do you have at 11?
Fitz. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the dude's name.
Ian DeCasticker.
Clark, who do you have?
Fitz.
Manning.
I had Bradley Cooper as Rocket.
Yeah, I had Ian Casticker as Fitz as well.
Ian DeCasticker, guys, come on. DeCasticker? No, I don't even know it. Never mind.
Next one?
Yep, number 10 is next.
Oh, this is getting really hard right now.
Yeah.
Just the caliber of everybody else is just ridiculous.
I'll lead off here. I've actually got Mahershala Ali at 10.
Oh,
That's interesting. That's
Manning.
interesting.
I would have had Bradley Cooper again, who I think is good but not great.
Clark.
I almost put Bradley Cooper. I had Haley Atwell. It was one of those two.
Okay.
Hunter. Who do you have?
Haley Atwood.
Oh. Haley, who's Haley Atwood? I don't know who that is.
Atwell or whatever.
So Agent Carter is
Hurting.
number
Agent
10.
Carter is next.
Yeah.
First season was canceled too soon. She did what? 2 or 1 season?
2 seasons. That's all.
2.
Okay.
So number 9.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know why I put that one down.
Yeah, I'm confused why I put that one before a couple of others. Like, okay.
I was just thinking, it's like, I mean,
It's not a name that pops out at you right away.
yeah. I'm going to go to Hunter next because I left the screen on him.
I had Bradley Cooper.
Clark,
Bradley Cooper.
Manning.
Now we go. Here we go. Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, I was actually thinking, like Mahershala's, David. I actually had David Tennant because I mean I think he's great. He wasn't my favorite acted villain in the Netflix ones though. So, but yeah.
Now we're gonna into.
This is actually deep territory.
Yeah, it is.
It's actually, oh, okay. I think I know who.
Ooh, okay. Oh, this is hard.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start off with Clark here.
I said Chris Evans as Cap.
Ooh. Hunter.
I had Charlie Cox.
Manning.
He's only in 7 episodes.
7 1-hour episodes.
Yep, 7
That's
hours.
fair. Okay, 7 movies. So about 3.5.
Well, this is really interesting because we've got a 4-way tie.
Oh
Okay.
no! So what do we do?
So we'll just re-vote.
Revote.
Yeah.
Of what? Chris Evans.
Out of Chris Evans, David Tennant, Mahershala Ali, and
Okay.
Charlie Cox.
Charlie Cox, yeah.
How is that going to work? Because we're going to just vote for the thing that we
Well,
said.
Wait.
if you out of the 4, if you feel like the one you put is better than one of the others, then change it.
Okay.
You want to just do a wheel randomizer?
Well, we'll see what happens now, but yeah.
Okay. I can do that if you need that done.
Yeah.
All right. This is funny as fuck.
Okay.
This is great. This is awesome.
This is okay.
So Clark.
I still said Chris Evans.
Hunter.
I also had Chris Evans.
Oh, wow.
Manning.
I changed to Tenet.
Are you kidding?
I changed the caution.
I'm gonna pick a
Chris
different
Evans
person.
makes it on to 8.
Yep.
I guess you.
That's 8.
That's
Chris
hilarious that worked out.
Well,
That's
then.
hilarious that worked out.
That is actually pretty funny.
I thought that we would have to do a randomizer. That was awesome. That was actually really fucking hilarious.
Oh.
Oh man. Okay.
Voting
this again.
for number 7.
7. All right.
I'll probably be the only one, but yeah, it's fine.
This is getting really, really hard.
It is.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Really?
That's
Wow.
That's
Wow.
way to stiff me.
Um,
Mm.
I'm going to lead this off. I'm going to go Tenant. Manning.
Ali. It's Marshall Ali.
Hunter.
This is getting nowhere.
Me?
Yeah.
Charlie Cox.
And Clark.
No.
Robert Downey Jr.
Wow.
Get out the randomizer, Clark.
No, we can do it again. We can make it work.
Oh my
Okay. Let me get the randomizer up.
Yeah.
God.
Let me actually. Let me do this. Let me. What is it? Ali,
It's Ali,
we have-
Charlie Cox,
Tenant.
Tenant.
RDJ, Tennant, and who else?
Charlie Cox, if you have him already.
Oh, Cox. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do is this. I'm going to share my window of the randomizer in Google Hangouts. You can click to my window.
Okay. Just to prove,
All right.
guys, that he's not picking favorites. We're doing the window.
This is the randomizer. You guys see me?
Yeah.
Wait, no.
Okay. Huh?
I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
Yeah, I've got it on your screen there, Chris.
Do you not see my
Ah.
screen share?
I see a still picture of your face. So
Yeah, I
Oh.
see it.
You know what? I can just change my pick. It
No,
makes
it's
it
fine.
easier.
Let me just share my entire screen. Can you see it now?
yeah, I can see your screen.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can see it.
Okay. Here.
That's
Randomizer, Ali, RDJ, Tennant, and Cox, okay?
Tenement.
Yeah.
Tenement.
Mhm.
And the
Tennant.
loser is Tennant.
Ah.
Oh.
All right. I'll stop sharing my
Tenement
screen.
it is.
Sorry about that, guys.
It's
There we
alright.
go.
It's okay. We were fine. You're scarred for life now. Oh no, we saw the screen.
The
The mystery is broken.
I don't care.
Now voting for number 6.
Can't believe David Tennant is that low. Fucking randomizer.
Right, yeah.
So, Chris, seeing I've already got it on you, who do you have at number 6?
Robert Downey Jr.
Hunter.
I have John Barenthal.
Interesting.
Manning.
I actually went to Downey Jr. So
Oh shit.
Yeah, I went to Cottonmouth, but Robert Downey Jr. is 6.
keep passing each other.
If you're writing, you don't have to write. John Bernthald's going to be in the top 5.
Huh?
Oh,
Did now take free chat. That if John Bernthald doesn't make top 5, she's writing.
Oh,
all right.
I'm sorry.
That makes me want to put him down.
Oh no! Too late now. He's in the top 5.
Yeah, he wins.
I think we might be in a situation where top 3 are all Netflix series characters.
Possibly.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
him and me.
All right. I'm going to lead off the voting for this one. I've actually got John Bernthal at 5.
Wow, that's interesting.
Manning.
I have Marshall Ali. Why does this keep happening, Malcolm? Keep going back and forth.
Hunter.
I got Charlie Cox.
Oh, you fucking kidding me, guys?
Clark.
This is ridiculous. I had Tom Huddleston. Damn it.
Hiddleston.
Okay. Hiddleston. All right, so I'm going back.
Should we try to get it instead of the randomizer?
Yep, I'm going back again. So we have Ali, we have Loki, we have
Burnful.
Punisher, and we have who?
This is
Charlie Cox.
Cox.
Charlie Cox.
Okay.
Why?
Ready?
What?
I'm sharing my screen again, y'all. All right, here we go.
Every time.
Going to
Every time.
randomizer. All right. In 5, 4, 3, 2,
2,
Loki.
1. Loki. Oh no! It's official. We are no longer movies. No more movies.
I'm actually okay with that.
All right.
Right. Now we're down to voting for number 4, and we've only got 4 people left, so I don't know if we'll end up for
Wow.
time.
Wow.
I have the screen share at the ready.
Chris, seeing we're still on you, who do you want to vote for?
Oh, I didn't get a chance to write it down. I'm gonna go. Oh wait. I'm gonna go with Charlie Cox.
Hunter,
I went for Ali.
Manning,
Ali. Finally.
and I just stuck with Burnful. So,
So
Ali,
it's Cottonmouth.
Cottonmouth.
Cottonmouth is out.
Yep.
What?
Well, at least now at this point we know we probably won't need the randomizer, but we'll see what
Nope,
happens.
probably not.
Yeah.
But voting for number 3.
Wait a minute. Who's left?
We got John Barenthal, Charlie Cox, and Vincent D'Onofrio. Pretty
Okay.
much Daredevil season 2.
Yes, he's Daredevil season 2. Just put all of Daredevil season 2.
All the Daredevil characters are top 3. I'm at least happy.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go first on this, just because I haven't seen Punisher yet, so I've only got the 4 episodes of Daredevil that I'm going on. I've got John Bernthal.
I have. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Clark. I was gonna go to you next anyway.
Oh, sorry about that. I meant to say I got Charlie Cox.
Hunter
I've also got John Barenthal.
and Manning.
I got Charlie Cox.
All right, we're gonna go through a randomizer again. Okay, Charlie Cox.
Oh no!
All right,
amazing.
this is terrible. All right, go back. All right, so we have Punisher and Cox. All right,
Hard.
They're right there.
3, 2, 1.
1.
John Bernthal.
Oh!
At least number 2, I believe we can agree on.
Anyway, we're voting for number 1
Number
now.
1. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is so hard.
Not even gonna go there.
It's easy for me.
Totally. We're voting for number 1, right?
Number 1,
Yeah.
yeah.
Number 1. Okay.
I think I know who got number 1, Clark. Who do you have, though?
I have Vinny
Oh,
D.
for 1.
Vinny D.
Hunter,
I agree. Vincent D'Onofrio.
Manning,
Well, since Bernthal is not going to be my number 1, Fisk it is then.
and I'm pretty sure this is. I think this is the first time we've all been unanimous, because I tried to spell his last name. I put Vinny D.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
JTE spelling right there.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
I totally spelled it wrong in the chat, but there. I meant to put a comma. No.
Yes, so our final list is our top. I'm going to just call it top 12 now, but our top 12 acting performances in the MCU. We've got at number 12. We've got Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger.
Shame.
At
He made
11,
it. Be
we've
happy.
got Andy Kastraker as Fitz.
Ian DeCaster. Castiker.
However you say it.
Ian DeCastiker.
At number 10, we've got Haley Atwell as Agent Carter. At number 9, we've got Bradley Cooper as Rocket. At number 8, we've got Chris Evans as Captain America. At number 7, we've got David Tennant as Kilgrave. At number 6, we've got Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. At number 5, we've got Tom Hiddleston as Loki. At number 4, we've got Mahershala Ali as Cottonmouth. At number 3, we've got John Bernthal as Punisher. At number 2, we've got Charlie Cox as Daredevil. And number 1, we've got Vinny D as Wilson Fisk. All in all, it's actually a pretty great list, and it actually shows how much good acting is in the Netflix shows that people really forget when talking about the MCU.
Season 2 just swept.
Yeah.
Almost swept. I'm interested to see how Wesley would have done. But yeah, this list was amazing.
Yeah,
I'm happy with it.
Yeah. But that's the end of the show. I'll put up a new poll in Take 3 to vote for the next week's episode. But Chris, I didn't have a chance to ask you before. What's your favorite MCU movie and TV show, and if you've got any plugs?
My favorite MCU movie is Iron Man, the first Iron Man. I think it started off the entire universe strong, and it's still a fantastic thing to go back to. And I love Jeff Bridges in that as the villain. He died too soon. I don't think he's dead, honestly. I also think Daredevil Season 1 is the best comic book television series ever made. Daredevil Season 1 is perfection from start to finish, and that is that. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at ChrisClark8788. Those numbers mean nothing. You can find me every Saturday producing the Schmodown Rundown, the official after show for the movie Trivia Schmodown.
And you can also find him hosting Suddenly Soundtracks. But
oh yeah, and Suddenly Soundtracks when it comes back. I've just been so busy.
Hunter, where can people find you online?
You guys can find me over at my YouTube channel at Film Nerd TV. If you guys are huge gaming fans and love watching gaming videos, I have a Twitch now at Nerd Gaming. So go ahead and check that out. Check out my Patreon and my startups at Film Nerd TV. Thanks, guys.
Manning, where can people find you online?
You can find me and Malcolm coming up, kicking Oncoming Storm's butt in a team match coming up there. So watch out for that, guys. Also, you can also find me on Twitter at Cine_Man. That's CINE_MANN. As well as, here on Take 3, various reactions and stuff concerning that. And yeah, I have a full-time job, so I come over when I can to view with you guys.
Yeah, and you can find me on Take 3 Productions hosting Rankum. There'll be a poll in the page at some stage for next week's episode. I've got some ideas for what I might throw in there. You can also find me on Reactions. You can also find me competing in trivia and teaming up with Manning, beating Oncoming Storms. And also later on, I've got a triple threat match against 2 Australians coming up at some stage as well within the next couple of weeks as well. So it's all good. And until next time, make sure you're here when we rank 'em.